Hi Naomi, this is Carrie. And right as I was writing up the instructions for this sourdough, my timer went off, which means it's time for me to do a set of the folds. So I thought I would video it so you could see it. So here's my dough. I've already done one set of folds and it's rising really nicely. And even though I folded it 30 minutes ago, it is the same amount. It's risen the same amount. It didn't deflate at all, which is the point. So I've got a piece of tape because this is still my first go. I have a piece of tape with my schedule on it here. Once I've done it a couple times, I don't think I'll need this on the top of my container anymore. But anyway, so here's how I do my folds. I have a squarish container. It's really simple. I just don't know if I'll be able to do it very well without moving this. Let's see. If I scoop this up here, I can do it with one hand. All right, so here's a fold. You just scoop down, whoops, and you bring it up over the top. There's folding on that side, and we turn, whoops, fold it up over the top. I can't do this and hold my phone. Fold it up over the top, and the last side. Fold it up over the top. So what that does is it acts like the kneading kind of that the whole grain needs. The reason whole grain is so hard is because it takes more to get the gluten to stretch. And if you don't use any at all, any white at all, and use straight whole wheat, then it tends to rise, but each individual piece of the flour stays in its own hard little knot. And that's why whole wheat bread tends to be dense without all the additives. So even though this is super wet, which also helps with that, being super wet helps with the denseness, but this folding just sort of lightly lets it stretch a little, stretch a little, stretch a little without getting rid of all the gases that are building up nicely inside. I'm sending you a link also to the article that I read that talks about this for traditional sourdough baking and how you can use a really wet dough with traditional sourdough baking and using these folds and get really good sourdough bread. But we're trying to do it even faster and easier. So we'll be putting this in the fridge using the artisan method, the artisan bread in 5 minutes a day method, and see. So you can see here that those are air pockets from the folding, but that all the gas bubbles that were originally down there are kind of gone. But that's what it looked like last time. And then when I started taking this video, you can see that the gas bubbles were there again. So this is continuing to rise the whole time it's out on the counter. And there's no yeast in this. This is just with my sourdough starter and my whole wheat flour. And it's continuing to rise, even with the foldings, even with the pressing down. Well, not pressing down. I didn't punch it. But it's continuing to rise with just the strength of the sourdough starter. So I think this will work out really well. And then, obviously this will make either 4 small loaves or 2 large loaves. And then when you're almost done, you'll save out probably a whole loaf's worth. Because it's sourdough, it takes more of the initial starter to leaven the whole batch. So I'll probably make 3 small loaves out of this. And then that last quarter that's left will be my starter for the next batch. And you just throw your ingredients right in on top of it and stir it up and just rise another one. So every one will be fed by 1 loaf's worth, it looks like, of the batch before it. So I hope that's helpful. I'll get this email off to you and we can try it together. This will be fun. Love you. Bye.